So this is Higgledy Treehouse, and this is Piggledy Treehouse. They were built sort of a childhood dream treehouse, how you imagine a treehouse to be. That was the first one. We went a bit crazy on that one.
They've both got kind of, depending what mood you're in, then they both got a completely different feel, really. So I think winter, cosy cabin, maybe in the other one, yeah. And then, but I still love both of them, and having sort of mainly created them. We are Tim and
Eva.
And we run Blackberry Wood, which offers camping, glamping and lovely tree houses.
I think I have special feeling towards the bus, because that was the first thing really we got after the Gypsy Caravan, and all our children had their birthday parties in there, and it was a really cool thing.
I remember driving it down Street Lane. I drove it from Wimbledon, because you don't actually need a license. You can just do it on a car license, as long as you're not carrying more than 7 passengers or something. So I found out how to sort of drive it, and I was running over roundabouts and sort of driving up on the curb and everything, and then
with me and children in the back.
Yeah, and then anyway, I think they got out halfway through the journey because they were feeling sick or something, and we got to they were waiting by the side of the lane as I drove the bus down, and I'd never forget the look on their face, as this sort of like, wow. We just happened to drive down the road one day, saw through a hole in the hedges some little caravans, and thought, oh, that looks nice. And we managed to get hold of one of the caravans and used it as a little sort of weekend getaway. And then eventually the people who had the site decided to retire, and there was a danger that somebody else would buy it and sort of throw us off the site and get rid of all the old caravans. So we ended up buying it, and there was some nice bit of woodlands at the back where there'd been a bit of camping happening, but not much, so we suddenly thought we can make that much better. I'd been in tourism because I'd had a backpackers hostel, which I'd started way back before there were any in England, actually, and I just sort of borrowed the idea a bit from Australia and other countries, and started a backpackers hostel in Brighton. And we were doing the opposite, really. We just wanted peace and quiet, and because the bird song and the sound of nature is so strong here, but so we just really wanted people to appreciate that. I suppose we were really lucky because the sort of internet age had come along, and it was so easy to suddenly you could, it was before in the old days you'd have to sort of get yourself into a camping guidebook or something like that, and then that would come out a year later, whereas suddenly now there was sort of a couple of camping directories you could go onto, but luckily actually somebody wrote an article in The Guardian, and that was really, really popular, and people still refer to it 14 years or 13 years later.
But initially we didn't do any advertising at all. We listed with one sort of online directory, and the first couple of seasons was really just word of mouth. A lot of school gates chats in Brighton, and so that was really nice. It was came recommended that way. And then the Cool Camping book came out, and that sort of changed everything. This is our Wessex sea and rescue helicopter. That was quite a challenge to get on site and to convert for accommodation, but we think it's great.